Hello everyone, I'm here today to teach our lesson number 9, the ATP and ADP cycle. In each lesson we study, we have objectives, or these are the things we expect to learn at the end of the lesson. And for our lesson today, these are the expected ideas we will discuss. First, explain coupled reaction processes in the cycle. Next, describe the role of ATP in energy coupling and transfer. And we have to understand the importance of ATP and ADP in cellular reaction. In this video, we're gonna go into a little bit more detail about how ATP works, and we're gonna see that it can turn into a molecule called ADP, which is closely related. Adenosine diphosphate and adenosine triphosphate are organic molecules known as nucleotides found in all plants and animal cells. ADP is converted to ATP for storing of energy by the addition of a high-energy phosphate group. The conversion takes place in the substance between the cell membrane and the nucleus known as the cytoplasm, or in special energy-producing structure called mitochondria. The conversion of ADP to ATP can be written as adenosine diphosphate plus inorganic phosphate plus energy gives adenosine triphosphate. So let's go and see a little bit more about the structure of ATP. The ATP molecule is composed of three components. At the center is a sugar molecule ribose. Attached to one side of this is a base. In this case, the base is adenine. The other side of the sugar is attached to a string of phosphate group. These phosphates are the key to the activity of ATP. Energy is stored in the ATP molecule in the covalent bond between the phosphate group, particularly in the bond between the second and third phosphate groups. You can think of ATP and ADP as being sort of like the charged and uncharged forms of a rechargeable battery. ATP, the charged battery, has energy that can be used to power cellular reactions. Once the energy has been used up, the uncharged battery must be recharged before it can be used again as a power source. When an ATP molecule energizes another molecule like protein, it transfers a phosphate to it. So it actually cuts a phosphate off of itself and gives that phosphate to a protein to do its job. So most cells are going to want to recharge the molecule by reattaching the phosphate. Well, as it turns out, that takes energy because cutting it off and so reattaching it is going to require energy. So you can kind of liken this to using your phone. Using the function of your phone spends energy from your battery, and then in order to recharge your battery power, you may need to introduce some electrical energy by plugging it into an outlet of some kind. So that electrical energy is going to kind of convert it back into chemical storage energy so you can use your phone again. Well, so it turns out we have a very similar process, but we certainly do not plug ourselves into an outlet to recharge ourselves. We are using energy stored within food calories, or the energy stored within sugars and fats, and we cut them off through the process of cellular respiration. That process releases energy needed to push ATP and P back together. So if you cut up, say, a sugar and you release the energy stored within the sugar, that energy can be used to push these molecules back together, and now we've got the fully charged ATP back again. So just to kind of summarize everything, we really focus on the ATP molecule and the ADP that it can become when ATP spends energy by transferring one of its triphosphate to something like protein so that that protein can do its job. When that happens and after the protein finishes, the phosphate falls again and we're left with ADP, which is a 2-phosphate molecule, and we'd like to reattach that phosphate. Well, that can be done by again cutting up food energy and ruin the energy that is released from doing the charges, the ATP, by putting the two together again. And that's all for our lesson number 9, the ATP and ADP cycle. Thank you for watching.